Hi, today I'm decorating my Christmas tree, or in German, Weihnachtsbaum. I will start by putting in the fairy lights. To make it more light in the tree, I actually used two Lichterketten. Lichter, that's lights, Kette, chain. And to distinguish them from the other fairy lights in my house, I could even call them Weihnachtsbaum-Lichterketten. You might have guessed the subject of this video is not only me decorating my tree, but also German compound nouns. When I decorate my tree, I always start with the gingerbread. I made them specifically for the tree because I just like having food in the tree. I think the assuring presence of food in the middle of the room adds a lot to the cozy atmosphere. In German, gingerbread is called Honigkuchen, which actually makes more sense for these because there isn't any ginger in them, but quite a lot of honey. Honig, honey. Kuchen means cake, which is not very specific because this is not cake, but they're called like that. Just go with it. And because I hang them in the tree, I could call them Honigkuchen Baumbehang. Baumbehang, Baum is tree, Behang are things that you hang somewhere. Honigkuchen Baumbehang. Like most Germanic languages, both English and German can create arbitrarily long compound nouns. However, in English, this is obscured by the fact that the written representation of the word always contains blanks. In German, the compounds form one word, which sometimes with the help of derivational morphemes are able to create those very, very, very long words German language is famous for. So famous, in fact, that Mark Twain once said, "Some German words are so long that they have a perspective." Well, let's create one of those, shall we? I already showed you my gingerbread, Honigkuchen. And because it goes hanging in the tree, it is called Baumbehang, Honigkuchen Baumbehang. As you can see, it is decorated. That would be the decoration, Verzierung. So that would make it the Honigkuchen Baumbehang Verzierung. For the decoration, I also used nuts. Now obviously only the prettiest nuts I had, so that would make them the decoration nuts, decoration Verzierung, nuts, Nüsse, so it makes them the Verzierungsnüsse. The S that just appeared out of thin air is one of those derivational morphemes I just mentioned. So the whole thing would be called Honigkuchen Baumbehang Verzierungsnüsse. Now let's say I keep those special Honigkuchen Baumbehang Verzierungsnüsse in a bin to tell them apart from the other less pretty nuts. For example, this bin. Bin in German means Dose, so that would be the Honigkuchen Baumbehang Verzierungsnüsse Dose. And when we talk about this lid to this bin, I could call this the Honigkuchen Baumbehang Verzierungsnüsse Dosendeckel. And the lid, I can take this further and further. There is writing on the lid, so that would be the Honigkuchen Baumbehang Verzierungsnüsse Dosendeckel Schrift. Or Beschriftung maybe. So Honigkuchen Baumbehang Verzierungsnüsse Dosendeckel Beschriftung. And the writing has a color, so that would be the Honigkuchen Baumbehang Verzierungsnüsse Dosendeckel Beschriftungsfarbe. And so on and so on. I'm aware that I made German just sound like a really, really crazy and extremely unpractical language, but as in Swedish or Finnish, where there's also no theoretical end to the length of compound words, words existing of more than 3 components are extremely rare. In practice, only kids use this as a play, and no one right in his mind would form those extremely long words. German grammar actually advises you to hyphenate those extremely long compound nouns for better readability. This cookbook, for example, where I got the recipe for the Honigkuchen Baumbehang from, calls it Honigkuchen Baumbehang with a hyphen. Now all the gingerbread is on the tree. I have to avoid that all the gingerbread gets eaten and I'll have a naked tree. So I have other decorations as well, and for that I have to bring out the Christmas box.
Mother turning dream, imagining you and me in the same dream.
The next and this year's final Christmas video here on my channel is going to be about music. Christmas music, nice, huh? But can also be the horror. What's it gonna be on my channel?